Staying in the United States, a prototype jet has become the first privately funded aircraft to break the sound barrier. And Boom Supersonic is also the first civilian plane to break the sound barrier since British-French supersonic airliner Concorde. The company hopes this will pave the way for the development of Overture, its supersonic commercial airliner. Let's talk now to Judson Rollins, who's Senior Consultant of Aviation Consultancy at Leeham Co. Good to see you. Welcome to the programme. So, as we were hearing, there are a catalogue of problems really there for Boeing. Do you think it can turn itself round?
Yes, I think it's within Boeing's reach, but a lot of things have to go the right way. As your correspondent pointed out, 2024 was truly an annus horribilis. They had the door plug that blew off the 737 MAX in January, the commercial space issues, as he mentioned, the strike, the fact that they had to repurchase a major supplier on the verge of bankruptcy, the 777X flight testing problems. It has just been one problem after another, most of which have been self-inflicted. The path forward is also complicated because of supply chain slowdowns and supply shortages, commodity shortages, especially due to the war between Ukraine and Russia. So the new CEO has quite a task ahead of him.
One thing as well that we haven't really talked about is this cap that's been imposed by the FAA on the production of its 737 model. How's that affecting the company's ability to try and recover financially?
Certainly the cap is affecting its ability to produce airplanes, which reduces its cash flow. But in reality, the supply chain situation has worsened so much since the FAA put down that cap that Boeing is probably several months away from being able to get back to its pre-COVID rate, even if the FAA gave it clearance.
There's also really, isn't there, a crisis of trust, if you like. What's being done to try and restore that trust among customers and regulators?
Well, the board pushing out the previous CEO was certainly a great place to start. And the new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, is pushing through a lot of management changes of his own. And I think that's a necessary first step. But the next step that's taking place is just an open, transparent approach to the regulator and being fully forthcoming about what the problems are and what the solutions are. We have yet to see what a grand vision is from Kelly Ortberg, but I'm not sure the time has come for a grand vision. The time right now is for basic blocking and tackling, basic issue resolution, and then thinking about what a longer-term recovery might look like.
Let's talk about this new prototype jet, the first privately funded aircraft to break the sound barrier. If you think back to Concorde, it's been more than 20 years since that last flew. Why is supersonic travel now back? What has changed since Concorde was effectively cancelled that's now allowing this new type of prototype jet?
The technology has always supported it, but the reason Concorde ultimately failed was because it just was not an economically viable airplane. It was the per seat kilometer, per seat mile costs were simply too high, and passengers weren't willing to pay enough of a premium so that the airplane could break even. Frankly, I'm not sure that has changed. What has changed is that someone found sufficient private capital to back Boom Supersonic and back this XB-1 program. But I think it really remains to be seen whether this new airplane can eventually achieve commercial viability.
But on that point, major airlines, American Airlines, United, Japan Airlines, they've actually placed orders for Overture. What does that say about industry confidence in the potential for supersonic travel?
It should be noted that these are not, in fact, firm orders, but actually letters of intent or memorandums of understanding. And so it's not quite the vote of confidence that a firm order would be. I think it indicates that the airlines have an interest in seeing Boom succeed, but there's still a lot of skepticism and a lot more boxes that would need to be ticked before you would see a firm order with cash behind it.
Judson, great to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming on the programme. That's Judson Rollins from Leeham Co.